Was that the end? That better not have been the end. I'm sorry. That better not have been the end. As we go live with an emergency late night with Wob. I just walked in the door, believe it or not. Been watching the game on the airplane and my phone. We got delayed. There's a marine layer here in Los Angeles that made a circle for like 50 minutes before landing, and I better be on the ground to see how this shit ends. And I just walked in the door from LAX, watching the whole thing on the plane and the phone, but I am here, and it can't end like that. It can't end. It can't end like that for a multitude of reasons. First of which is you can't go out with a sweep. Secondly, you can't go out with a team worst minus 17 or whatever he ended with. Thirdly, you can't go out on a team that has, you can't go out while being on a team with the same team as DeAndre Ayton. I am ready to put DeAndre Ayton in the purple and gold heaven meme where there's Smush Parker, Timothy Mozgov, Luol Deng, Russell Westbrook, the first rendition of Dwight Howard. Have you ever seen someone who deserves to be benched more? DeAndre Ayton went perfect from the field. Perfect from the field. And he was unplayable. That dude would fumble glue. I'm obviously financially invested in the Lakers because I'm a season ticket holder and all the above. That man would fumble glue. I don't think I saw him catch a single entry pass. Now, granted, a couple of those were thrown at the ankles. Watch JJ Redick rage tilt. I would pay anything for a camera that is just directly on JJ when DeAndre Ayton's on the floor because he wants to pull a Bob Knight so bad. And I mean so bad. Oh my God. He can't catch. He can't rebound. If they can finish with 2 rebounds, I'll look it up in a second. He is the biggest bird watcher I have ever seen. And I thought Amari Stoudemire on the Knicks was bad. How can you go out playing alongside someone like that the same day that he got a dominating chain? Oh my God. And he just beelined it. LeBron just beelined it off the court straight to the locker room. He's going to be similar to All-Star Weekend. LeBron always makes sure that he's the first to get to the podium so he can get the hell out of there. He may give his speech tonight, his post-game press conference, before JJ Redick, because traditionally the coaches go first while the players get changed. See ya. All right. What's up, chat? Oh, we might need to bring back the Laker moment of silence. Yes, let's do that right now. Thank you to a longtime locust in the chat. Everyone, please don't talk. Bow your heads. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I know Laker fans are going to be. JJ will have an explanation. Was that Maxi Kleber on the floor? Are my eyes? I know I've been on a plane all day, but do my eyes deceive me? Or was that Maxi Kleber in the last offensive possession of the season when Rui Hachimura was out there stepping back, going around the world against the best defense that we have arguably ever seen? I'm going to need an explanation for that one. And I'm sure JJ has a good one, but I'm going to need to hear it. Okay, YouTube chat is telling me respect Maxi Kleber as a screener. Okay, I'll give you that. If he's as good of a screener as you say, he hasn't been on the floor since pregame warmups, going up against a defense which makes a living off of blowing up screens and drawing offensive fouls. It's just an interesting choice, that's all. Why was that game so good? I wasn't even planning on going live. Where did that game come from? That shit escalated like it was point game versus point game for the final 30 minutes. That was pretty fucking awesome. All right. I asked the question. It's unfortunate that I picked Denver to win the championship because the entire bracket otherwise that I selected is going to hit at 100%. It really is. It's so annoying that I can't brag about predicting these series to a T. We said Oklahoma City's not going to lose a single game before the conference finals. That becomes true. But they had to earn this one. And Shea, I guess we'll have a conversation about Shea a little bit later. Because, I mean, the little forearm shove in the chicken wing was borderline tonight. Has he mastered the ability to take that as far as it possibly can go without it being ruled an offensive foul? Because it was really close in that game against the Detroit Pistons super late at night during the regular season when the Pistons didn't have any of their guys and Shea hit that ridiculous shot, which essentially ended MVP. But no, they blew the whistle. And I thought they set a precedent that right then and there, that if this shit is 50-50 again, all referees in the future should reserve the right to be able to blow the whistle on that. But I think he has perfected it that he never, and we'll get to LeBron in just a second, I promise. But Shea, I'm telling you, when he dribbles, let's say with his left hand, because we all know he wants to stop like he's the roadrunner, let Wile E. Coyote go flying by. He realizes I just ran over the cliff. He holds up the help sign before falling down into the abyss. Shea has this, I mean, it's such a unique ability to stop on a dime, but also send you with his forearm, but he doesn't extend it. It's like he takes his shoulder and he kind of like, yeah, but he knows the moment that I do any sort of the angle of my arm, the moment that it goes to like 45 degrees, it's an offensive foul. How many times did he get away with that tonight? And I don't think I personally would have ruled it a foul, but he's so good at bending the rule book as far as it goes without breaking. All right, more chat. Oh my God, I knew the chat wanted to talk after this one. Loaded chat right now. I'm going to catch up as quickly as I can. Kwame Brown, forgot about Kwame, is going to be on the graphic as well. DeAndre Ayton is unplayable in today's NBA. Unplayable. I have never seen him catch an entry pass to the post cleanly. If it's in transition and that ball doesn't hit him between his eyebrows, he will fumble it, and then OKC gets a live ball turnover. Almost guaranteed. It's unbelievable, man. It's like he has a disease. Yao Lalo says, I love you, Wob. This is live. Is this the only thing keeping me sane right now? Why was Rui not in the end? Well, the play design clearly was not for Rui, but for someone that was feeling the gem like he was, it's going to be a tough sell because that failed miserably. Yeah, Z Vobronik in the chat says at least the Lakers fought this game. Credit where it's sure. This was the best game the Lakers have played all series. Austin Reeves, that Hail Mary 3-pointer, and then it didn't hit another. He banked some shit in or something. All right, I know why people are here. Let's talk about LeBron. Ask your questions in the chat. Just let's get right to it. So we're going to stand by and wait for some post-game quotes from LeBron because I imagine he's going to have his exit interview very shortly. And his answer, as always, is going to be, I bet I can Magic Johnson tweet this almost verbatim. Let's guess what he's going to say. I bet, oh, no, first he has to compliment himself. So he's going to say, fellas, you know by now, I've been doing this a really long time. I've broken all the records that I set out to break. I've given this game 2.5 decades. I'm going to get together with my family. I'm going to go enjoy Taco Tuesday tomorrow. I'm going to go watch some YouTube golf videos, get together with my team, and then we're going to make a decision on what we want to do next. I wouldn't rule anything out. And he will leave it open-ended like the final scene of The Sopranos. I bet I'm going to nail that in how it goes. It's going to be something along those lines. He will give you absolutely nothing. He's not going to walk in there and say, I'm done. It's just now he could be done as a Laker. He could be done as a Laker, just not done as an NBA player. So with that said, let me pull this up. Allow. Let me pull this up. What? So the good news for the Lakers, where's that DeAndre Ayton contract? It's a player option? Ah! Oh, I thought it was a team option this whole time. It's a player option. $8 million DeAndre Ayton player option. Oh, no. I wouldn't pay him 8 million yen if I was the Lakers. Oh, no. He might opt into that. Oh, God. That's the most terrifying blue streak I've seen. I was getting ready to learn Mandarin, follow up ni hao with DeAndre, but wow, that changes things. But other than that, the good news is that $52.6 million comes off the books, right? And Luka Doncic, alongside Bill Duffy, his representation at WME, he's obviously on his extension. They are going to pick the team that he wants to play with. As Austin Reeves is going to opt out, he's looking for max money. And the problem is the Lakers can't play hardball with Austin Reeves because the Brooklyn Nets exist and they'll have a max deal waiting for him no matter what. So they're going to have to match it. So they'll figure out what to do with Austin, but Luka's going to go out there with this flexibility because Rui Hachimura makes the third most amount of money on the team at 18.2. He's coming off the books as well. Jared Vanderbilt is there. The only guaranteed money we have, Jake LaRavia, Dalton Connect, Bronny James. I mean, there's no commitments here. So what it means is Luka is going to pick next year's Lakers team with Rob Pelinka and Bill Duffy. Who are the players that you want to run with and build this franchise back up around you? Who are the most complementary assets? Give us your list. We will go get them. That's what's going to happen here. Give me 1 second, people, as I need to catch back up on the chat. Okay. I think I'm back. Sorry, hit the wrong button. All right. First comment I see is Vanderbilt contract is horrendous. No, it's not. $12.4 million considering some of these deals like Joel Embiid's. Do you guys know Joel Embiid's going to get paid $70 million in the year 2029? That's a horrendous contract. He may not even be able to walk. At least Jared Vanderbilt give you some defense. He's not a 3 and D guy. He's a 3 or D guy, and he's only making 12.4 mil. Salary cap, I believe the aprons are going to be around what? 170, 180 million is the projection. They have a lot of flexibility here. It's just a matter of what LeBron is going to want to do. He has never taken a pay cut in his life, and I can't imagine he's going to start doing it now. He may not be worth $60+ million. There's no when it comes to winning a championship, but he is at the box office. He is with merchandise. He is with the amount of nationally televised games you're going to have. This is no longer a conversation about paying LeBron because he is contributing as your team's best player. It's that I'm LeBron James. I make you relevant. Pay me my money. But the Lakers are in probably the best spot in terms of free agency and flexibility that they've been in the LeBron James Lakers era. Remember what they had to deal to get Anthony Davis? All those young kids, was it Hart, Ingram, Lonzo, and picks? They ended up winning a title from it, moved on from the meme team, and now it's time to move on to Luka Doncic. Don't know what's going to happen with Austin. I assume he's going to get a max deal. Him and Luka are quite close. But this is now, everyone watching this, you have to understand the same way that Rich Paul went in there with LeBron James and essentially ran the team with Rob Pelinka as the one who executes the marching orders. Luka Doncic and Bill Duffy would not have signed that extension with the Lakers unless they had a real confident grasp, as well as, I got to be careful with my words here. because I don't want people to think I know something based on relationships. Put it this way. Lucas signed his extension knowing that my opinion of how the roster should be constructed will matter the most. They will listen to my recommendations and they will likely follow through with them. There. I think that's politically correct. So Luka's going to build this team. And there's going to be plenty on the market, I imagine, to do that, especially because the Lakers can go out and spend. Do they bring back Rui? Do they bring back LeBron? Do they bring back Reeves? Do they bring back Kennard? TBD. But they got a lot of roster spots to fill. The DeAndre Ayton situation, though, my God. The Laker fans, you will be so blessed if DeAndre Ayton gets the advice from his agent to opt out. To opt out because you might get another deal somewhere else. I don't know who watched this season or watched this playoffs and would desire that man to be on their team for anything other than the minimum. That has to be my least favorite player to watch, I think, at least in the front court. Yeah. I mean, I have never seen someone blessed with those basketball genetics, that height. And honestly, that skill set. You don't get drafted number 1 by accident, even though Sarver wanted him instead of Luka because he was from the University of Arizona, put him on Phoenix. But he was still a top 5 talent. That guy was contributing to a team that made the finals. And it's just gone. I mean, it is like the Monstars stealing Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing's talent gone. He's unplayable. Someone blessed with that 7 feet of basketball body, I have never once seen contribute to boxing out or rebounding that a ball that doesn't hit him in the forehead. He is so small that he should be listed at 5'24" in the program. He plays like he's 5'24". He gets moved off the block with the most simple of forearm to the lower back. He gets boxed out underneath the rim so that, think of geometry, people. If someone's shooting a basketball and you're standing underneath the rim, it's impossible, quite literally, for the ball to bounce to you unless it's an air ball. And to watch how many times he just meanders in the restricted area to the wrong side. He is... it's hard to watch. And again, this is a guy who was perfect from the field tonight. And he was so bad he got benched in a closeout game, despite being perfect from the field. It's not someone in the chat just, Romo says, how are you 7 feet tall and getting boxed out? Listen, a smaller defender is going to be able to box you out because that's their only choice. But he just never fights for position. His hands are so bad, his walrus hands, that anytime he gets his fingers on it, someone will just come rip him because his fundamentals are so bad. The first thing he does is bring the ball down. Someone that size keeps the ball above his head. You get taught this during Mikan drills in high school. And all he does is bring the ball down to his waist, where those hyenas on Oklahoma City are going to strip it every single time. Man, I so bad want to spend this entire night just chopping up tape of all the times that he was in an optimal position to contribute to closing out a defensive possession tonight, and he was erased by someone like Isaiah Hartenstein or a Lou Dort or Caruso that knew to wait as the ball was halfway to the rim. They would just give him a little shove underneath the basket, and then he disappears from the equation. You know how hard it is to finish a game with like 2 rebounds at that size? Sorry. Yeah, I'm going too in on Ayton, but he just deserves it. Yeah, it's his nickname is Walrus Hands. Or I previously said hot hands, but I don't know if my audience is old enough to remember Little Giants with hot hands, where he puts the stickum. He can't catch the football, so he tries stickum, and then he goes, ready, break. And then his hands get stuck, and he's running down as a wide receiver, running towards the end zone, trying to get his hands back, and the ball hits him in the helmet. I mean, that's just DeAndre Ayton. That was one of the worst game films of a center that you will ever see. I'm on the plane. I about dropped my phone off the tray because I was just like going like this, smacking it out of frustration for no reason at all. Watching someone come in and just steal his rebound because he's bird watching. You guys know what bird watching is, right? Look at pretty bird. When I go for a walk at the beach, we have a giant osprey that sits on top of a light pole here. And I always stop because it's eating a fish that's like bigger than some shit you would order at a 5-star restaurant. Serves a family of 4. And I sit up there and I watch him eating, and he's pulling all the sushi out of it. He's got these giant talons and beaks, and he's got this wingspan that's leaving streaks like you're seeing on the video right now. And I sit up there and I bird watch. I'm like, that is such a pretty bird. And all DeAndre Ayton does is stand there and watch the osprey. Of course, when the ball hits the rim, he's like, hey, foul. How many times he gets boxed out? There's no box score statistic for that. He was removed from the equation, quite honestly, because I'm being so, to prevent me from considering this discourse slanderous, you usually have to provide proof. And I can provide proof, I promise you. Pretty bird. Okay, back to LeBron. What do we think is going to happen? You want to guess from me? He's not going out like that. The NBA, even if he wanted to leave, the NBA will not let him. The obvious answer is he returns to the Lakers. I would say that's the leader in the clubhouse. Why would he return to the Lakers? Number 1, he's old. Number 2, he loves his family. Number 3, he gets to play with Bronny. He gets to live at home. He gets to raise his kids. He's still box office. He can go back to being potentially that number 3 on the team that he was before Luka's injury. I'm going to say that him returning to the Lakers for a 1+1 deal season, meaning 1 year guaranteed, and then the second year a player option, that gives him the leverage of deciding what he wants to do next. Him and Kevin Durant have been doing 1+1s and 2+1s forever. That seems like the most obvious decision. He's 41 going on 42. I think he wants to be home as much as possible. And you get to play for the most prestigious franchise in the world when it comes to basketball. That all just makes sense, right? Now, he's going to have no control, no agency in picking the roster because that'll be up to Luka, Rob Pelinka, and Bill Duffy. Is he okay with just going and playing golf for an entire summer? You'll figure it out. Just tell me when training camp is, when I got to show up and do this bullshit, and then I'll be there. If he's cool with no longer having to lead and be the guy, the Batman, shit, I'll play another year. That seems like what's likely going to happen. Now, this wouldn't be a fun stream if I didn't propose what I'm thinking in the back of my head. And I don't have any tinfoil. Should I get the tinfoil? I kind of want to get the tinfoil. Because this is tinfoil worthy. No. Okay, I'll just say it. Is there a world Chad, YouTube, I'm Kalen Dragons, like, look at the YouTube chat. I'm reading both of the chats. You guys have nothing interesting to say. You're asking about the Knicks. I'm here to talk about LeBron. Say it. I got Twitter over here screaming at me. Can I just say it? We don't need the tinfoil. I want to use, he's got oven mitts for hands. I forgot about that one. I have a lot of DeAndre Ayton insults. Walrus hands, hot hands, oven mitts for hands, or he catches balls like he's wearing oven mitts. No, it's not. It's nothing. My theory with LeBron is, from what I know, his least favorite part of where he's at in his career is all the traveling in the winter and doing these long road trips, being away from his family. Now, LeBron James is good enough, experienced enough. Is there a world that LeBron James says, I will not be playing for any team next year until the All-Star break? And then he picks his team in situation after he's had a couple of months off. I get my body right. I get to spend it at home. I'll get back in the gym in January. Whoever wants to come sign me, you know where to find me. Does that make any sense to people before the playoff rosters lock? And then I'll end up signing at a prorated discount. Now, this would be the first time in LeBron's career that he has taken a pay cut, because he has always been Mr. Pay me my money, max, 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 max. Is that allowed? It's allowed, but he will have to sign before the rosters lock. Like any signings that occur after a certain date post-trade deadline, you're not eligible for the playoffs. But, chat, that was what I was thinking in the back of my head. It's unlikely, but it's an outside the box proposition. I already gave you the most realistic one. That one's boring. That's the one that's likely going to happen. But is there a world where LeBron takes off from Halloween through Martin Luther King Day and then makes his decision on where he wants to play? He'll let the regular season play out. I don't have to go on that East Coast road trip, the Grammys road trip where we're gone for 2 weeks. If there's one thing that I know about him that I'm willing to share, and I'm telling you, I do know some things, it's that he's just not in love with the whole traveling thing anymore. If he could play all of his games at home, he'd probably play forever. But if there's any reason why he is considering his basketball future, that would be it. And it makes sense. Again, his kids are growing up, wants to be at home. The mega, I see your YouTube chat. Mr. Matt Devo says the mega load management strat. Asila says he'd do that if he really prioritizes winning. He picks his team. What if, like, I don't know. What if someone like San Antonio falls short in this year's playoffs? They go into next year thinking we're on the path of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Then they have a devastating injury to De'Aaron Fox or Dylan Harper or something. And now we have a roster spot. What if we hit up LeBron James to fill it? And then he just goes and plays for like half a season. Is that so ridiculous to propose? I don't think so. Again, I preface this by saying it's unlikely, but it's late at night. And I feel like giving a tinfoil proposition at 10:57 p.m. Pacific time. Would that be the first comment I see on Twitter? Would that be worse than KD? Maybe. Chat, the only reason why chat doesn't like it is because the slander against him would be egregious because he's obviously bandwagoning. Of course, At this point in his career, you can't make fun of people for bandwagoning. They did it with the Warriors for a whole decade. They had to change the collective bargaining agreement because of how many of these vets wanted to just hop on and play a couple of minutes and get a ring. Didn't Tracy McGrady do that with the Spurs? Where's Helwick when you need him? Oh, another good prop. YouTube's actually delivering right now. LeBron would love that attention. Every day goes by, and LeBron has not retired yet. He's just kind of sitting and watching. And you know he would get a little wine into him. He loves drinking his wine. He'll have a Taco Tuesday, and you know he'll slip on Instagram. He'll take a video of him watching Steph Curry and the Warriors from his couch when they're 3 weeks into the regular season, and he'll do the little shifty side-eye emoji, and he'll zoom in on the Warriors. Like, is this the team? You know he wants to do that. Come on. Come on. Have some fun. Otherwise, I'll just sit here stone-faced and give you what's probably going to happen in his return to the Lakers. That's no fun. That's not good content. Wait. Okay, we're starting to get the Lakers. Thank you to the chat. You guys know nothing pisses me off more. Well, tech problems with computers, but that's been resolved. Number two, when the chat is like, you got to see what JJ just said. You got to see what LeBron said. I'm kind of busy doing a show. So if they say something noteworthy, I would politely ask that you copy and paste it into the chat. But I'm also a very sharp internet user that's been on Twitter since 2008. And I understand some of you are going to try and troll me. So if you say something, I will read through it. And if it's noteworthy or newsworthy, I will go and follow up with it. But if something happens, please inform me. And then we will go through the journalistic process of determining that it's real and I'm not being sentelled. You will never get me, ever. Oh, so yes. SJess4 in the chat says, DeAndre Ayton said, quote, he hasn't thought about his player option. I mean, is there a team out there? Is there a team out there desperate enough to give him more than $8 million a year after this? Just because he's Ayton, we'll take a flyer on a former number one pick. He's on the Marvin Bagley plan now. Can LeBron recreate the decision? No, it wouldn't hit the same. Bobby G says, yes, the first time Tracy McGrady got past the first round was with the Spurs. Punk Sugar says, I think realistically he takes a slight pay cut and doesn't play back-to-backs. Oh, yeah. That's the leader in the clubhouse. Yes, Cameron in the YouTube chat says, Luka Doncic, when asked if he will recruit LeBron and Austin Reeves to resign with the Lakers this summer the way he recruited Marcus Smart last summer, we'll see. Can't tell you nothing. Yeah, like no one's going to. The reporters have to ask these questions because it's their job, but no one has ever given the answer in a post-season over press conference ever. Like, he would lose all his leverage. They can't even start signing guys. LeBron watch. TJP21 says LeBron watch would be unbearable. Every day he would be haunting the NBA, waiting for his decision on which team he wants to bandwagon. Right? Is it a good idea? It's a good idea, at least. Luka just posted that he isn't playing for Slovenia this summer. I don't know if that's important. It makes sense, but do they have World Cup qualifiers? I'm sorry, Olympic qualifiers? That'd be a big deal. Where is Wob on YouTube? Wob is on Prophet X's YouTube. It's our spillover room. I see all of you, all 55 of you in here in YouTube. There's 9,000 on Twitter. So I'm sorry, these comments keep flying in, but YouTube, your comments come up slower, so it's easier for me to read. But I'm constantly, every time I look over, I'm trying to just keep up with the chat over here. Would teams put together recruitment videos throughout the season? I guess it's technically not tampering if he's unsigned. Now we know about Plan B that failed. You guys know what Plan B was? Maverick Carter's international league that I believe he has declared he is no longer a part of. LeBron has aspirations to own, I think, a franchise, an expansion team, or potentially another league. Could we see LeBron go into the NBA Europe side of... Hold on a second. Because NBA Europe is coming. Would LeBron play for one of the NBA Europe teams? The way Messi went to the United States at the end of his career. If he told Adam Silver, I will play if you let me own it. I don't know why I didn't think of this previously. Would he leave the United States NBA to go to NBA Europe, which is going to be expedited before expansion teams kick in here in the States? Could LeBron tell Adam Silver, give me an NBA Europe team and I will play on it to really get it going, because this is going to be a huge moneymaker? Nothing would legitimize it more than if LeBron was playing in it. Listen, if Ronaldo can go to Saudi Arabia, if Messi can go to Miami, LeBron can go to Europe. I should have put tinfoil on for that take. That's a good one. So we have three LeBron ideas. The most boring and obvious one: takes a pay cut from the Lakers, returns, plays third wheel to Luka and whoever, doesn't play back-to-backs, just gets to be a family man. Number 2, he signs with nobody. He builds the suspense, and he declares, I'm going to sign with someone after Christmas, or maybe makes his debut on Christmas, because that's the big showcase day. I'll pick my team later so that I only have to play a couple months in the regular season, and I get to chill until then. And then number 3 is he leveraging the NBA to get, he wants that ownership. And if Fenway Sports Group plus him is not, he's already got Liverpool. I think he's got some of the Red Sox, but he doesn't have any NBA yet. And this ownership thing has worked in NASCAR with Denny Hamlin, who drives for a different team than the one he owns. But if LeBron were to play on the team that he owns, NBA Europe gets legitimized, is everyone's valuation gets extrapolated the moment that he puts on the PSG uniform. Alba Berlin, per someone here in the YouTube chat. LeBron, welcome to Alba Berlin. Manchester something. The Manchester Lions, I think they're called. I think that's on the table. I would honestly put the European option above him waiting until Christmas, January, whatever, to sign with the team in terms of likeliness of happening. Because number 1 is the most obvious, huge favorite in the clubhouse. What else? Those are my three. I promised you LeBron theories, and I have delivered. You stayed up until 2:08 a.m. Eastern to watch this. Do you have any ideas? LeBron is speaking now. Thank you, Kyle Uno. Kyle, can you let me know if he says anything crazy? Charles Matt says Braun is live now. I wish I don't have the ability to simulcast it here. Sorry. He said it's a process. Was he referring to his decision making for next year? I assume that's what he's being asked about right now. Yeah. We're not getting anything. He's going to poo-poo all of these questions. Yeah. Appreciate you, Charles. Thank you. Cameron in the YouTube chat says LeBron just said it's still fresh. It's still fresh from losing. I don't know what the future holds for me. Kind of close to what I thought was going to be said by him. I was doing my bingo board of all the LeBron end of season quotes that he's going to say when he's grilled for, or there's a inquiry into what he's going to do next. Basically what he said last year. Yeah. He's headed straight to the golf course with JR. Him and JR are going to pop up on LeBron's Instagram within a week. Everyone that's watching saying it's a nothing burger. Yep. As we predicted. Charles says he just said, sit back, spend time with the family, and when the time comes, we'll make a decision. That's almost verbatim of what I thought he might say. Come on, I nailed that. It was like when I used to predict Magic Johnson's tweets. Appreciate you, Chad. See, that wasn't so hard. What else? Oh, I'm not letting you guys off the hook. You got to tell me if you have your own LeBron ideas. Do you have any outside of my three? And not LeBron to like team XYZ. That's boring. Like if he's going to play for any other franchise, it's going to be what? Golden State with Steph. Why? First of all, he can't go to Cleveland. Have you guys seen Cleveland's books? Is he gonna play for free? LeBron ain't playing for free. Why would he go back a third time? The team's not even good. I'm sorry. They're good. They're just not like one LeBron away from winning a title. Who's beating OKC more than once in the Eastern Conference? There's no way LeBron wants to live in Cleveland for the third time when he's got everything set up here in LA. His business is out here. Tim says there's no way he's retiring. Lance Clemente says, like Wob said, he's not going out like that. He's not ending his career after getting swept. That would be stunning. Stunning. Now, if there's one team to get swept against, the one that people are going to give you a pass for is OKC because they are Goliaths. They are a budding dynasty. Everyone might get swept by them, honestly. So there's no shame in that. But it's LeBron. LeBron can't go out being swept. LeBron can't go out at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday with a game that was played behind a paywall on a streaming service of a package delivery company. LeBron's last game. Remember Jordan's last game with the Bulls? Wizards doesn't count. Remember Jordan's last game with the Bulls? Remember Kobe's last regular season game? You don't need the full retirement tour, but man, the NBA is not going to let you just disappear into the abyss. Even Tim Duncan tried to do that, and it still didn't work. He still got celebrated a lot. Seafish says, OKC's roster is unfair. It is so, so good. That AJ Mitchell can now just step in there and be the secondary scorer on a dynasty, like, is unfair. Do people even care that J-Dub is unavailable? Because AJ Mitchell just steps in there and seamlessly replaces him. Like everyone else on that bench can come in and seamlessly replace whoever's out there. They can put an all hyena lineup of Cason Wallace, Alex Caruso, Lou Dort, Shea, just these menaces on the defensive side of the ball with Chet Holmgren at the anchor. They can go jumbo lineup like they did tonight with the big-to-big passing of Chet Holmgren to Isaiah Hartenstein. Those two alley-oops, Chet Holmgren. And LeBron kept trying to time the damn block on Chet on the putback. They're so big. They can go so small and be so fast. They have more 3-and-D guys than divisions combined. They have an MVP that can create his own shots at any time. They have lights out, catch and shoot. You know whose fault this team is, by the way? There's rumors that we're going to wake up tomorrow and Daryl Morey is going to be fired. That they let them have Jared McCain because not Joe Harris. Josh Harris didn't want to pay the luxury tax and they had to get underneath it. So they had to trade away a guy that would have won Rookie of the Year if he didn't get hurt. And they gave him to OKC of all teams just to get a couple of second-round draft picks back. And they could keep Dominic Barlow on the roster. So they convert him into a full-time deal. They gave the Thunder a guy who was shooting like 80% from three in the fucking playoffs. God damn it. They have an entire bench of Topages, what's his name? Barnheisers, Farbers, these first round picks that don't even play for whatever the reason. And they have their own tough decisions to make at the end of the year with Lou Dort and Isaiah Hartenstein. They may have to let them walk to pay other dudes, but it just doesn't fucking matter. They never run out of guys. And even though they didn't get lottery luck and they're picking down, I think the Clippers pick ended up, 12 or something? That's where they got J-Dub. They pay AJ Mitchell $3 million a year to be the second leading scorer on a dynasty team. What the fuck? Sorber. I forgot about Sorber. What did I say? Sarber something? Sorber with his torn ACL. He's going to be back. What did I say? Sorbet? I forgot what I said. Sorber. Sorry. Jay Smooth says AJ Mitchell has made a lot of money these past few days. No, he hasn't. You want to know why? Because he's on a 3-year extension at $3 million of AAV, average annual value. He's locked up. He's on a deal that's worse than Scottie Pippen's. Presti has his soul. Is he going to keep playing like this for another 3 years before he's due a new contract? Cam Buck says that dynasty was a half away from losing to the Pacers. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, my friend. Asila asks, why'd he even sign that? Because if he didn't, is anyone else going to know of AJ Mitchell's skill? He may be playing in Europe right now for all we know. It was an opportunity for him now to showcase what he does so well, what he's capable of. And it's clear the answer is a shit ton, a lot. So he'll be on this tiny little deal for 3 years. If he continues to play well and bet on himself and becomes an essential part of this team, he too will get his big extension down the road. But nothing's guaranteed in the NBA. We all thought Isaiah Thomas, the king of the fourth, those years in Boston, not the Detroit Pistons Isaiah Thomas. The little guy, he was due for a $150 million extension, and he played through injury to give you some of those performances from the Celtics that were epic. And then the Celtics said, thank you for everything, but we're not going to pay you. Bradley Lofton in the YouTube chat says, to be serious on AJ Mitchell, it says a lot about the Thunder giving him a chance to earn a big payday. But let's just say, because he's locked up for 3 years, AJ Mitchell fucking kills it this year, next year. And then he has an injury his third year, his contract year. And he just disappears from the rotation, and OKC has next man up. They put Topic on the floor to replace him. Then he all of a sudden turns into the next AJ Mitchell. They got Tom Brady's all over the place waiting for Drew Bledsoe to go down. And then it's like, AJ, we appreciate it. Our check's still cashed. We gave you what you were owed, but it's NBA, man, is a tough business. It's all about creating your own luck. And AJ Mitchell right now is probably the team's, let's rank the importance of the players of this assembly line, because an assembly line should be able to seamlessly replace a missing piece of it. Shea is obviously one. Who is the second most irreplaceable player on the Thunder? Is it Chet? No, it's not Chet. It's not Chet. I've watched Jay Will go out there, start for this team, stretch the floor. He rebounds, he defends. It's not Chet. It's not Lou Dort. I've got Caruso. I don't know if it's Chet. I'm saying replaceability. Who is going to replace AJ Mitchell's shot creativity right now without J-Dub? If you don't think it's AJ Mitchell as the second most important player on the Thunder, because Case and Wallace can be replaced by Dort and Caruso, you put in Aaron Wiggins to replace AJ Mitchell, that won't hit the same. Is it Lou Dort? Hard-nosed defender, guard 1 through 5, catch and shoot at a decent percentage offensively. I would argue that Jared McCain is more valuable than Lou Dort right now. Jared McCain is just a walking, breathing bucket. And he can't defend at a level of Lou Dort, not all NBA level, but he's still a plus EV defender, undoubtedly. Case and Wallace. Guys, I think the answer right now is AJ Mitchell is the second most important player on the Oklahoma City Thunder. You know why? Because he's operating in spaces. The whole defense is tilted to the side of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Right? The gravity that Shai creates, there's always someone with a foot in the paint helping from the weak side corner. AJ Mitchell gets to operate on an island against another team's second or third best individual defender. And he's just cooking everybody. The same way that J-Dub had to get buckets in that series against the Minnesota Timberwolves, in that series against the Denver Nuggets. We were put in the spotlight, and it was bright on J-Dub at the end of that Nuggets series, wondering if he is worthy of that secondary Robin to the Batman role. Now, he gave us a performance that there was some thoughts that, are they about to package him for Kevin Durant and bring in us? If they fall short and lose to Denver on Aaron Gordon with a half a leg, I haven't forgotten about that. Eat More Taco says, for this series, it's AJ, but there's a much different team coming for them in the Western Conference Finals. Chet will be the answer then. Well, we know Chet against Wemby. Yeah. You know what? You are right, because as this series shifts and Chet's role changes, I think Chet's importance against Wembanyama will be immense compared to what it was against the Lakers. That's fair assessment. Yes. Good job. Good job, whoever said that in the chat. Eat more tacos, and amen to that. Bradley Lofton says he gives them another ball handler in the next round and in the final if they make it there. Another astute point. Do we just take dribbling the basketball for granted? Did you guys watch what happened to Ayo Dosunmu at the end of that game last night against San Antonio? You can't just dribble and assume that we can get it into the front court for free. No. Especially now in the Western Conference where San Antonio and Oklahoma City exist. AJ Mitchell provides another ball handler that can get you into your offense. Even though the positions of 1 through 5 are dead, 1 equals point guard, 2 equals shooting guard, so on and so forth. You need a table setting guard. You need a table setter, a floor general. That's a position. You need a scoring guard. That's a position. You need 2, 3, and D guys, and you need a floor stretching big man that can protect the rim, like a Chet Holmgren. That's the perfect NBA roster. Look at the San Antonio Spurs. They have that. They have 4 guys surrounding Victor Wembanyama, all 3 in D. They have De'Aaron Fox, floor general or scoring guard, Dylan Harper. Him and AJ Mitchell, by the way, those kids are like teenagers, or in AJ's case, still young. Their finishing ability at the rim. Do they make it look so good because they're lefties and lefties make everything look good? How are they so fucking good at finishing amongst the trees? They make it look so easy, man. That is the most underrated skill other than dribbling the basketball and getting your team into offense. Is dudes that make finishing look like NBA 2K. Kyrie and Steph, we got spoiled forever. Derrick Rose, we were spoiled, man. But AJ Mitchell and Dylan Harper always know how to navigate down there and just fucking finesse everything around those 7-footers that are allowed to get away with increased physicality because of the way that the rule book is being enforced. Another quote from LeBron James. I'm not looking at my year as a disappointment. That's for damn sure. I was put into some positions that I've never played in my career before. Actually, in my life, I've never been a third option in my life. Says the quiet part out loud. Do you guys remember when JJ Redick told us about the little players only meeting they had a couple of months ago where Reeves, LeBron, and Luka were trying to figure out, when you 3 are on the floor concurrently, how can I help you make this work? And I think in that meeting, based on the way that the regular season ended and how good the Lakers looked and how they closed, LeBron being willing and able to embrace that third wheel role contributed a lot to their success, because there's only one ball to go around, and we know it's going to be in Luka's hands a lot. Austin Reeves becomes irrelevant. JJ has to start staggering their minutes. And LeBron said, y'all go ahead. I'll do things off the ball. He did, and the Lakers succeeded. Then Luka goes down, and you're not beating anybody without Luka. If it's not Chet, it's Hartenstein. Is it Hartenstein or Hartenstein? Hartenstein, we'll go with. Gabe says, AJ for Oso Ighodaro was a draft day draft with 2 other teams. Probably not. Andy says, hi, Wob. Hello. Just here chilling. 11:28 p.m. Pacific time. This is true late night. Who I know I'm mostly washed. I have a lot more gray hair on my head than I started doing these shows. Can I do a little bragging for a second if you would permit me? I had a 5-year head start on the rest of the internet identifying that there's 11,000 people watching this on Twitter right now. Identifying that there is a market at these hours for late night hoops talk because the NBA is such a late sport. And oh, by the way, I know all of you watching here on YouTube as well as Twitter, you're not all in the United States. Believe it or not, there are people that live in other parts of the earth. So whether you're in Asia, I think right now in Japan, it's -8. So it's probably like 3 p.m. Tuesday, 3:30 p.m. Tuesday. You could be in Australia. Shit, you might be waking up in Europe. There are people looking for immediate reaction, even though here in the United States, most people are sleeping right now. And before YouTube Live became a thing in 2019, really, there was Periscope and Meerkat from 2015 to 2019. And doing these shows helped build my career. It's Hartenstein. That did not help 7-8. Hartenstein. Hartenstein. La Rojas says 8:20 a.m. third coffee in Germany. Preach. You see what I mean? So, I like to just do a little inclusion of if anyone out there is an aspiring content creator, as my career comes to a close, hopefully in the near future. I've been doing this too long. I'm certainly burned out. But identifying an unoccupied space within the industry, doing late night shows. There was no sports center. People would have to wait for television or radio the next morning here in the States. People wanted late night talk. That's when Late Night with Wob was born, and we were putting tinfoil on our heads. Turn that into a much bigger production with buckets and where that all went in the 2010s. But I am always fascinated by people that are trying to create content for a living on the basketball side and don't take advantage of the fewer amount of competitors or competition in the space at these hours, because most people are sleeping. This is your time to make a name for yourself because there is plenty of people out there in the world that will consume it. That's all. That's end of me preaching. Is that real? That can't be real. Another Tiger Woods car accident? I think you're trolling. Lance says, I missed the Periscope days. I downloaded that app just to listen to Postgame Hoops. Yeah, man. I had a lot. I don't think I even had a beard, let alone a gray one. Appreciate you, Jamaro. Well, it's a younger generation now that grew up with the internet. They have access to anything they need. Now there's all content niches are saturated. But I'm telling you, there wasn't a single person doing it. Not one on Twitter. Now, Twitter wasn't as big until, I don't know, the peak of Twitter was like 2019 to 2021. The absolute peak of the Twitter experience. But between 2015 and 2019, I truthfully thought I was the only person on the entire app doing post-game content. Every night I would do it and just be amazed that no one has picked up on it yet. I even think I talked about it. How are they just letting me do this unchecked? And it led to a career out of it. So while there's more competition now and it's more difficult to stand out, identifying that unoccupied space is really all I attribute to getting to this point. You got it. My DMs are open, Brockchain. Help you out as much as I can. Doug Wood says, I'm in France and I just woke up. It's 12:30 a.m. in Saskatoon. Saskatoon. Is that where the Rough Riders play? User Heron says, I remember the late night with Wob shows in 2022 playoffs when I was finishing high school. Good to know they are still a thing these days. Adds depth and enjoyment to the playoffs. You are appreciated, user. I'm a lot more sober in these streams than I was, but I was thinking about putting the tinfoil back on the head for old time's sake. Yeah, it was the best way to build community is do a live Q&A. Even the best podcasts in the world, they're still podcasts. They're not live. They're not live. It is a completely different content model and experience doing a live stream and actually taking Q&A as opposed to rehearsed thoughts. There's a market for that, obviously. People like listening to that on their commute. It sounds more professional, but there is some raw emotion that people are feeling trying to figure out what the fuck LeBron James is about to do. And I want to talk about it now, not when I wake up and I've calmed down. You guys understand that? Obviously, that's why you're here. Seven Eight says, wait, the sleepy brain hours just hit me. What if Dylan Brooks were there not to hater funeral watch, but to recruit LeBron Green Goblin mask style? Now we're getting weird. So Dylan Brooks is going to say he was there to support his boy, which is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Team Canada, all the above. But I can kill two birds with one stone and be here for the haters' funeral of LeBron James at the same time. Excellent trolling. Courtside, got a drink in his hands, smiling. I can't lose. Even if LeBron wins, I can't lose. Because that means I get more games to troll. I should announce my retirement, posting a pic in Antarctica. I was close. I was in Argentina recently. I have 3 trips booked for the summer. Vietnam for 2 weeks. I'm going to Whistler, British Columbia for a week. And I'm going to Ireland for the UNC versus TCU football game. Going to Western Ireland for a couple of days to explore the beauty. And then London before headed back to the States. Looking forward to it. I've checked off a lot of boxes of my traveling desires. Jade Peasy says the radio roulette days were elite, man. Yeah, that was a lot of fucking work. Look at what Underdog NBA has become. Justin Fan and I started building all of those social media channels from the Twitters to the YouTubes from zero. All of that shit from zero. Zero, 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 zero. All-time hate watching. Yeah, that was a good one. The Andrew says, yo, I'm from Vancouver, British Columbia. Enjoy Whistler. Best time of year to visit. Yeah, I'm not going. It's still a good time to go. I'm not going until July, but I'm taking my dad for his 70th birthday. So we will play a little golf. We'll do a little hiking. He loves the woods and outdoors. Whistler is a nice little community town. It's like Park City of Canada, pretty much. Nice little getaway. It's peaceful. I got a friend that lives in Squamish, very good friend, that'll join us. So looking forward to that. I really have desires to go to Mexico City as well, but I'm going to save that for next year's trip. I don't know what I'm going to be doing next year. If our wonderful friends at Profit X would like to continue our relationship, I'd be more than happy to keep doing these late night shows. But that's ultimately up to them. You can show your support by signing up, retweeting their stuff, these streams. They obviously are interested in associating their brand with what we've built here on Late Night with Wob, as well as the Radio Roulette days. So we always like to take care of our partners and, yeah, kind of past the point of doing this for the love of the game. So we'll see how it goes. Where's Justin now? Justin's unabated. His work is he's doing same shit. He's doing all the projections for unabated NBA. Am I excited for the World Cup? I actually did just place a bet on I bet on Belgium at 35 to 1 because of their I spent a really long time looking at the path because of the extended playoff. And Belgium's side of the bracket, if they win, they won't see a single top ranked team out of a group until Spain in like the semis or something. They're on the one side of the bracket. Well, they'll always play a 2 or 3 seed. So that's why I took Belgium. If they win their group, they are going to be set up in the knockout stage. What else you guys got? Lance is asking, what countries have I been to in the EU? Okay. Well, I know technically England doesn't count, but I'll be there in Ireland for the first time. I have been to Malta, Greece, Italy, Denmark, Germany, France, Spain, Catalonia. I know that doesn't technically count. My favorite city in the world, Lisbon, Portugal, Lisboa, Croatia, Montenegro. That's not EU. That's EU. I forgot what the term is called. I think it's one of those something gin, Senjin. Oh, I'm going to butcher it like I did Sorber. And Norway, which is also one of those kind of EU countries. Where else? I didn't even start traveling until my mid 30s. I was too busy working, doing this shit my entire life. But now that I have the resources to travel, I have the time, or I make time. I wanted to travel while I was still healthy, still can. Don't have a dog, don't have kids, intentionally. For this reason, I want to travel. And that's what I plan on doing until I get tired of it. Do I remember AMP? Very short-lived, RIP. We were the number one show on AMP, except for Nicki Minaj. Long live AMP. How do I travel so much? I usually take a plane. Cam Buck says, going to bed now, but a hell of a job not reading any of my comments tonight. Oh, what are you talking about? You put the comment in the chat about the Pacers being a half away from beating the Thunder. I remember everything. Don't think you could sneak that by me. Why is Lisbon my favorite? Have you been before? That's easy question and answer. I can answer that. If any of you watching this have not been to Lisbon, Portugal before, it is one of the very few cities in the EU that has been unaffected by the many wars that have happened because they were neutral during World War II and they never got bombed. So a lot of that traditional architecture is still there. It's gorgeous. The people are gorgeous. The weather's gorgeous. The architecture, the culture. You better like tuna because all they eat is tuna. But I love tuna. And I love my little ham and cheese croissants. And that's really all they eat. But other than that, yeah, fantastic place. My God. All right, chat. Oh, hold on. YouTube. Aegon says, I'm going to Lisbon this summer. What's the go-to spot? The neighborhood I stayed in is Bairro Alto, Bairroalto, or yeah, 2 words. It's where all the good shit is. There's a cafe that is to the left of the castle. You'll know it when you see it. But there's a cafe to the left of the castle that you have to climb all the way up. There's a church up there. You can see the whole city. You got to go to that cafe and have a bite to eat. Gosh, I went to a beach party. It was like, we showed up and there were 0 people there. And we're like, "Are you guys having a party?" They're like, "Yep." I'm like, "Oh, just wait." I'm like, "All right, I guess we'll sit here and have a drink." And it ended up being like the biggest banger ever. That's when I put out that tweet inviting people because I thought no one was going to show. And then a shit ton of you did show up. And then I tried to got as many of you in as I possibly could, but as the whole beach turned into like, it looked like Copacabana. Awesome stuff. Great place. I'm trying to extend my I've had I got a lot of places to go in Asia. My South America profile is growing. I've now been to Colombia, Argentina. I've got Peru on the list next. Peru and Mexico City are going to be my next 2 big ones. But yeah, for the guy that's going to Lisbon, there's just cafes everywhere in that Bairro Alto neighborhood. Cliffs, everything's super steep. You better be in shape. Every road is like this. Every road angles, like you're going to be walking up the steepest of hills. It's all cobblestone too, but great places to go out. Brockchain says, appreciate and love you, Rob. Appreciate the trolls. An opportunity to DM favorite old gambling Twitter. Wow, that's a really long time ago. Sports account, are you in Zona Cats chat soon? You got it, Brockchain. I think everyone is finally signing off for the night, and I will join you as we are approaching midnight here on the West Coast. But hopefully, you enjoyed our little LeBron theory episode. Ryan says, I'm going to Peru in a month. I can't wait. Going all over the country. I am interested to hear if you can acclimate when you go to Cusco from Lima, which is practically sea level, and then you go somewhere that is 3 miles high. I'm interested to hear if you get altitude sickness or not. That's the one thing that has been scaring me about going is I don't want to pay all that money just to be sick the whole time. And I usually do very well in altitude, but sometimes no. Because if you climb Kilimanjaro, when you climb Kilimanjaro, you climb and then you descend to acclimate so you don't get sickness. And you're not doing that in Cusco. You're just flying there and just rolling the dice on it. Di Gordani says, thanks, Wob. Need some good chases with all the series finishing up. We're going to have some time off. Yeah. JPZ asks, where does Tokyo rank amongst your travels? I do my rankings based on the most livable cities because when I travel, I'm working. I'm doing a radio show from wherever I go. So I like going to cities where I can just load the computer and participate in life as if I'm someone who too is just in the workforce. I'm not trying to like sightsee. I just want to live, like go out to dinner, get something to drink, come back, go to work. You know, that type of vacation interests me very much. So I determine my rankings not based on like nicest cities or hottest people or best party joints. Like to me, the most livable cities is my rankings. Most livable cities, somewhere I would desire to live. And my rankings go Lisbon 1, Tokyo 2. Oh, this one's always tough. It's because it comes down to Barcelona or Copenhagen, but just because of the weather in Copenhagen, I always lean Barcelona. So Barcelona, Copenhagen, Athens. Those are probably my top 5 cities. I enjoyed Buenos Aires very much. Very livable city. I enjoyed Malta very much. Enjoyed Rome. I've enjoyed everywhere, pretty much, with the exception of Dubrovnik. Dead last, Dubrovnik. Dead last. But yeah, Tokyo number 2. Amazing place. A completely unique culture in city from the rest of the world. Yeah, I imagine, Ryan, that you're going to do Machu Picchu, the Inca Trail, I just don't want to. I don't want to go solo and it gets altitude sickness. And there's ways they have like shit you can take that helps, but you're paying a lot of money. You're only there for a certain amount of time. I'd like to drink too, and you're not supposed to drink alcohol if you're on the verge of altitude sickness. I like to have a beer. I don't want to go somewhere and not be able to kick my feet up at a cafe. Yeah, you understand. I need some more feedback if the altitude sickness is real like that. Lance says I'm going to Japan next year. I can't wait. Take 2 weeks. I did about 2 weeks. Tokyo. I stopped to play golf at a Kawana Beach Resort, which is like their super old school traditional in a city called Ito. It's where Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio had their honeymoon. I stayed in their suite. That was fucking awesome. And then I went to Kyoto, and then Kyoto will take you a week to do and see everything. So much culture, so much to do. Go down to Nara to see the deer and the great Buddha temples. Oh, you can even go to Hiroshima from there. Japan is fantastic. The best food in the world, too. My God. So good. So good. So efficient. Take a bullet train anywhere. Everyone's nice. Order in society. Yeah, that's how you do it. Well, if you need recommendations, I'm more than happy to provide them. But it sounds like you've got it all set up. On that note, I need to go unpack and make something to eat. I'm getting a little hungry. Oh, more LeBron quotes? He's still up there yapping? Thank you, Steven. There's nothing I need to show in this league. I've done it all, seen it all. Just being able to compete and trying to win championships. That's been the motivating factor. I mean, I almost got that word for word. I've done and seen it all. I've broken every record. Like, you knew that was coming. All right, friends. Thank you all for taking the time tonight. I hope you enjoyed this series and this show. I'll be back tomorrow to talk some Spurs Wolves, and we're knocking out these shows because this weekend I have to go be a best man in my buddy's wedding in New Jersey, so I will not be available for weekend shows yet again. But hopefully, I helped you count some sheep, get through the night, or start your day. Fun night of hoops, fun week of hoops. Looking forward to the Final Four, which is going to be, let's get through these second round series because what's coming up in the conference championships is going to be drop the gloves type shit. Oh, I got some feedback. Hold on. YouTube says LD Stroud. I did the Lima to Cusco trip. Altitude sickness was about a 4 out of 10. Ugh. That's just enough to be annoying. But thank you for the feedback. It's been a pleasure, friends. See you tomorrow. You got it, Punk Sugar. Adios, guys.